What up, YouTube? This the Boomer Gaming Kid, and I just want to say salutations, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Now, today I was doing my daily routine, playing video games, being a family man, you know, the usual shit, and I came up on this news story that blew my mind. Basically, the title said a man forgot he was married and fell in love with his wife again. So naturally, I was like, hold up, how the hell you forget your wife then remarry her? So I flew off into a couple theories. And the best one I could think of was that my man must have had a night in Las Vegas, probably got slipped not even one but a whole bottle of roofies, forgot who he was for a couple months, and then when he came back to reality, he must have realized his wife divorced him and begged and pleaded for her to give him that time of day again, so they can hopefully get married back in Las Vegas by an Elvis impersonator, cause who doesn't want to do that? But of course, my dumbass theory was wrong, and the story was actually a lot more complicated and heartfelt than that, so let's get into it. So the guy in the story is named Peter, and he had been diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's, which slowly made him start losing his memories over a period, which is pretty terrible. Lisa, his wife at the time of him getting diagnosed, was obviously heartbroken to see the love of her life going through this traumatic experience. Now, these two had known each other for over a decade, actually being neighbors before they were married, and developed a friendship while both of them were still in different marriages, which is a little sus. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just hoping that Peter wasn't sticking his Peter in the pudding before he got that divorce from his ex-wife, if you know what I'm saying. But I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, because in the story they both were going through divorces when they actually made it official with each other. And from Lisa's own words, they became inseparable and quickly tied the knot after them divorce papers went through. So Peter and Lisa were happy for a long time, being married for 8 years. But Lisa started to notice things were different with Peter. He started to do weird shit like misplace his keys a lot, forget words, and even have a hard time putting sentences together. Guys, this shit is actually pretty scary, because I'm only in my 30s and I'll do shit like that today. So I'm hoping that ain't the start of some early onset for the boomer. Shit, hopefully not. Alright, but obviously this behavior started to freak her out, and she did what any human being does when we see shit we don't want to see. So she began to ignore it. You know, it's just like me. When I see that dirty diaper on my toddler just hanging there, I try to ignore it, hoping my wife will notice it before she notices that I saw it first. But these things began to be hard to ignore, and she finally got Peter checked out at the hospital, and her worst fears came to light, that Peter had early onset. Look, I can't even imagine this kind of pain being married myself, to know that the person you chose to spend your life with and you love will probably forget who you even are. That's a straight nightmare. So that's exactly what happened with Peter. He began to slowly lose his mind and began to forget that he was even married to Lisa. But she stayed in his life regardless, deciding not to put him in a home and stick by her man. So she was a real ride or die. It's what we want in all females, right? Someone who's going to stick by your side through thick and thin. She was the Bonnie to his Clyde, which gives me a whole lot of respect for Lisa. And what's crazy is that her persistence and loyalty actually paid off, because one night while they were cuddled up on the couch watching New Girl of all shows, cause why not? Zoe Deschanel does be this shit. Who doesn't love her snappy one-liners, her infamous bangs, and her off-key singing about everyday shit? Cause I know I do. But while they were looking at this show, Peter looked over at Lisa while she was laughing at the program, and he told her how beautiful she is when she laughs, which gave her butterflies, cause you know females love that mushy stuff, especially when it comes from the heart. So men, if you listening to this video, take pointers from Peter, cause my man knows what he is doing. But not only did he tell her how beautiful she was, but my man flat out proposed to her right there and then. Alright, so obviously Peter was already married to Lisa, but of course having the early onset, he forgot this fact. But this gesture and proposal was a clear indicator that he had fallen in love with her all over again. If you want my honest opinion, I think that shows that these two were destined to be, and maybe even be soulmates if you believe in that kind of stuff. Cause this is some modern day Notebook kind of shit. is definitely something you don't see in this day and age. Most dudes are regretting the first time they proposed to their wife, let alone propose to her a second time. And nah, I don't put myself into that category. If it was me, I'd propose to my wife 100 times. Just in case you watching, babe, shit, you know I love you. So Lisa was so overjoyed by this proposal that she said yes, and Peter and Lisa actually went ahead and prepared for another wedding, which went off without a hitch, and they got married all over again. I don't know about you guys, but this story has touched my heart because we all want to believe love is everlasting, and I think this was a story that definitely proved it can be, because my dude Peter lost a lot of his head, but he had enough there to know that he loved his wife even after forgetting she was his wife to begin with. So that means that the feelings were genuine from beginning to end. Now, I wish I could say that it was a happy ending for Lisa and Peter, but they have a lot of hardship ahead because Alzheimer's is truly an unforgiving disease, and as it progresses, it will be harder and harder for them to get on with a normal life. I wish Peter and Lisa all the love in the world though, and I hope they can be happy for as long as they can, because this is definitely a love story for the books. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this and it touched your heart as it touched mine. As always, guys, this is the Boomer Gaming Kid signing out. God bless, stay safe, and have a great day.